as the title of the presentation. But some of the different presenters have already touched on some of these of the topics that I wanted to present on. So, and also for the benefit of the time, I will not be too long, but I will touch on some of the elements as well, concentrating again on just giving a small definition of leapfrogging and what it means actually for us in the TVET sector, and in particular the opportunity that Nigeria has. In giving a background regarding the company, as mentioned, we are Italian-based with international operations. So we work in over 140 countries across the world, with our own head offices here in Milan, Italy, and more specifically to Africa, as I mentioned, I'm the area manager Africa, but looking at also developing different projects within the regions. And I'm proud to say that we have had a lot of activities also in Nigeria. And we look forward to partnering with different stakeholders in Nigeria, as well as within the region as well. And we, as Delorenzo, believe that we are on a mission to develop relevant technical and vocational skills worldwide. And here I underline also the word relevant, because we are in a constantly changing environment, constantly changing world. So therefore, it's important that through innovation, we continue to always ensure that the skills that are being developed are relevant, not only relevant for the world of work, but also relevant to the sector or to the area in which those skills are needed. And this adaptability that has helped us to be able to create good, successful projects that are tailor-made to the specific requirements, to the specific needs also, either of a certain country, of a certain sector, or a specific TVET or higher education institution. And therefore, our vision in this case is to be a leading manufacturer and provider of purposely made didactic equipment for engineering, technical, and vocational fields globally. And as I mentioned before, we have a capacity to do the manufacturing, packaging, and logistics, as well as providing training of trainers. Because one of the things that we fully believe in is ensuring that, again, the trainers or the teachers themselves have the full capacity to be able to deliver the needed learning outcomes to the students. Learning outcomes, be it, again, through the use of the equipment, through the use of the different other solutions. So it's paramount that when we are talking about, again, TVET training, skills development, we do not forget also the need to have skilled teachers and to train, again, teachers also in the field of TVET and how to deliver the training objectives using the different new training tools that are made available to them. So we put fundamental importance also on teacher training for that matter. And here I will quickly just brush over in regards to the different, let me call it our range of solutions, a range of products that go from renewable energies to electrical machines to autotronics, thermotronics, oil and gas solutions, food processing, and majority of these, again, all the details can be found on our website, and we'll leave the link in the chat options for you to go through and have a look. But what also defines us and makes us a bit different is that, and as I was mentioning before, where it's the ability that we have to also provide turnkey solutions, because we want to ensure that whatever solutions, whatever projects we work on are, again, relevant and adapted to the specific needs. So with this, we've been able to develop the capacity to actually work on turnkey solutions, be it in regards to even trying to do project definition, looking for where necessary, to talk about financing also to get some financing for these projects, to project manage, and to the point of even being able to build where necessary and to fully equip, as well as again provide teacher training and continued after sales service. So when you hear of Delorenzo, when you think of Delorenzo, think of us as a turnkey solution provider, not only just alone as a supplier or manufacturer of equipment, but as a turnkey solution provider in the field of TVET. And I'll just quickly show some of our references, for example, in Nigeria, where we have strong partnerships with different institutions, such as the National Agency for Science and Engineering of Nigeria, and ASENI, or the Nasarawa State University, KEFI, just to name a few. We've done a lot of projects also in Rwanda. We've done a lot of projects in Uganda, supplying, again, equipment and also providing teacher training. This is a project that we did as an example in Kenya, Zanzibar, and also another key example of our turnkey solutions, where we are now building also 5 new TVET centers of excellence in Ghana, building them, fully equipping them with state-of-the-art equipment and also e-learning solutions, as well as also then giving teacher training solutions. Now, I'll just take a few minutes to talk about leapfrogging. And many times, at least in the past 3-4 years, mainly 4 years ago, this keyword started to come up a lot when we talk about leapfrogging. And what does it mean then in that case for us? Here we're looking at a sketch of the different industrial revolutions and the developments in industry. How we left from the first industrial revolution, where it was talking about mainly mechanization, steam engine or steam power. Second industrial revolution, talking about mass production. We all remember the Ford model for mass production. Then we went to the third industrial revolution, where we were starting to talk about automation, computers and electronics, and now to what has been called the fourth industrial revolution. Cyber physical systems, Internet of Things, networks, big data, so on and so forth. But what does that mean then for us? And it's when we're talking about skills development, when we're talking about skills production, we need to also consider that we're talking about, we have the possibility at the moment, as we speak, to actually not to wait to develop for 100 years before we get to the fourth industrial revolution. We have those technologies already present, and we have those solutions already present, and we have already partners, as many of the other members of the World DTEC have mentioned, with solutions that are readily available to help our industries or industries within the Nigerian market or the sub-region to leapfrog. And so we need to think of the importance of leapfrogging and skills. And I'll just give an example of how rapid these changes have been. And an example that's always talked about is, for example, the mobile phone industry, how it has changed a lot in Africa, where in Nigeria, they're talking about only 140,000 landline subscribers for the landline telephone subscribers, in comparison to 140 million mobile phone subscribers, just Nigeria alone. And this has just been a change in only that we have started to see in 20 years alone. So we have leapfrogged. We did not have to wait to go through the landline telephone systems in order to understand that we can now be able to communicate directly. We have access to internet, and therefore we have access again to all the information. This is an example. Another leapfrog that we also have been tapping into is in the energy sector, where we have then the possibility to actually tap into new technologies such as solar energy in order to be able to cater to our domestic needs, but also industrial needs. Hence then the need for us to think of developing skills for the future and developing and leapfrogging using the solutions that are available at the moment, using the technologies, training technologies that are available to actually create and develop the relevant skills, underlining the word again, relevant, for now, but also for the future. So we have this possibility to leapfrog into the future. I'll just skip, for the sake of time, to highlight also this keyword or key phrase, a famous African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And this is a clear example. And again, I commend Iveta for having had this great initiative to actually bring the different stakeholders together to discuss and share knowledge, the possibilities, or the different experiences also on how we can use the different solutions that we have to help Nigeria leapfrog into the technological future, industrial future. When we talk about Nigeria's industrialization, we should not just talk about building factories alone. The key elements, as all the different speakers have been talking about, is developing and ensuring that we have the relevant, underlining that word again, relevant technical and vocational skills that will help the country and the sub-region leapfrog to that future, to be able to get to it. This will help us to be able to also to minimize the industrialization gaps that we have been seeing. Such industrialization gaps, again, the final example is the one that's commonly talked about, the difference, for example, between South Korea and Ghana, where in the 1950s, Ghana had a higher GDP than South Korea. Fast forward now, you cannot compare those two countries. Now, South Korea, which is a country that had invested a lot in skills development, had seen the need to industrialize, not only by building infrastructure, but by building the necessary skills, has been able to get to a future that we are still looking for. We, as in the African countries, we're still looking for. But we can get to it as well with the help of changing, yes, the mentality, investing in TVET skills development, as our other member and partner of White Cloud was talking about. We cannot talk about just skills development without talking about the need to actually financially invest in it. Not to spend, but to invest in it, because this is the future we're talking about. So from that, I would like to maybe close my talk here. And as I mentioned, I will share also our contacts, our website link. And I look forward not only to finish this presentation, but to continue to engage with each and every one of you. And I hope that Iveta will also be able, Iveta Nigeria as well as Iveta internationally, will be able to carry these discussions forward, not only through the World DDAC members, but internationally, again, for us to continue to engage together and work together for the future of skills development in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Roland from Delorenzo, Italy. Our next speaker is George Abraham from Nbte Group of Colleges, England. George Abraham.